where I'm like, you should suffer, and that makes you a better service to other people. I think that is cuckoo banana pants. That makes zero sense. Hey friends! I'm doing it again. I'm going to pull us an oracle card to start off this episode. Hold for shuffle. Beautiful. All right, and today we have, wow, another one about safety. El Moria. Spiritual force field. Protective light is surrounding you. You are safe. So here's our card. Again, this is the Divine Masters Oracle deck by Kyle Gray. Oh, that is not showing up on the camera. There we go. There's my little avatar guy. So let's look it up. Last week we had Shiva talking about karmic release and the universe forgiving all debts so that we can move forward. Beautiful. So let's check out El Moria, or simply Moria, is the name that was used to protect the identity of Ranbir Singh, a spiritually aware and connected Sikh man who was born into a powerful family that ruled Kashmir in the Indian subcontinent in the 19th century, and is said to have intervened both spiritually and physically to stop the British invasion of the region in 1845. This wise soul is now able to help us block and remove any energy that is coming to us that is not serving our connection to God or the universe, if you are not a God person. This wise spiritual guide works closely with the angelic realms and can help us understand if something or someone is aligned to goodness and truth or not. He helps us connect to our inner teacher, the part of ourselves that has never left the heart of source. Once again, this deck is just being like, Caitlin, hey, you're a little disconnected from your spirituality. Consider this. And like the last 3 for 3 have made me be like, ooh, okay. The message. A powerful spiritual force field of light is surrounding you at this time. It's important to let go of any dramas or energies that aren't serving you. Remove yourself from situations that are heavy or draining. Boy, howdy, that speaks to my business sabbatical. Retreat from harsh people and places so that you can feel safe and connect with what's important to you and will lead to the ascent of your soul. You are being guided to remember that there is a powerful light within you that has the ability to teach you many lessons. In order to connect with this light, it's important to be able to let down your defenses. And Moria and Angels of Light are here to help you determine who in your world has your best interests at heart and who has ulterior motives. Trust in what you know, what you feel, and most importantly, what is being revealed to you now. Well, I'll be goddamned. This is, remove yourself from situations that are heavy or draining is huge, because that really is like what my sabbatical this winter has been about. I am now taking until June off from business decision-making and marketing and sales, because I really don't know what the future of my business looks like. I don't know if I want it. I feel like I do. But because I don't know for sure, I'm going to wait until I do know for sure. Because I don't want to make a decision out of fear or out of burnout or out of, well, it seems like this is what I should do. I want to wait until a desire becomes very clear. Because like I said in the last episode, I am starting to reconnect with the fact that it's okay to want stuff. You know? And I think that's probably why business has been such a struggle for the past couple of years, because I lost touch with the desires behind the business. When I started coaching, when I started this whole self-employment coaching business shebang, technical term, shebang. When I started all this, I didn't really have a specific vision. I just knew I wanted to reconnect with my creativity. I wanted to help other people reconnect with theirs. And I wanted to help people overcome their trauma by reconnecting to their inherent parts. That has stayed the same, but my methods have changed, I guess. Like the specificity of working with writers has started to feel like that's not my role, which is weird because I'm good at it. And so that's a huge struggle for me, is I'm really good at helping people write their books, at least in my opinion and in my clients' opinions. So I'm going to go ahead and own that. I'm really good at helping people write their books. I'm really good at helping people connect with their creativity. I am really good at helping people believe in their own vision for their own story. But does that mean that's my job? And therein lies the confusion, because what the hell? Like, what are you supposed to do, right? If you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life, is what they say. That's not true. Like, work is always going to be work. And also, things that you love do not have to also be work. You are not obligated to bring your pleasure and enjoyment and desires into your career. Those can be two different things. You can want a career that has very strict boundaries around it. And I think that's what I need. I think I need stricter boundaries around the parts of my creative and spiritual practice that are mine for me and the work that I do with my clients. And until I know where that line is, I'm taking time off. That seems really healthy for me. I personally love that because I really have been like forcing myself to just keep performing for the past like couple of years. And God, this bothers me so much because like, if you are someone who has been benefiting from my work and I have coached you and I have supported you, like I never ever want you to feel like I resent you or I didn't want to be doing those things. Like I did want to be doing those things. I have always wanted to be helping you and inspiring you and pushing you to succeed in whatever way feels good for you. But I was not taking care of myself at the same time. I was giving all of my energy away. And I know that y'all don't want me to do that. You don't want a husk of Caitlin. Like the world is so much better when Caitlin is a whole happy person. Duh. You'd think that I could accept that. But for some reason, the story in my head is like, if you're having a good time, you're doing it wrong. You should suffer. Why? What's going on in there? What is going on in this little brain where I'm like, you should suffer. And that makes you a better service to other people. I think that is cuckoo banana pants. That makes zero sense. So like, please, if you ever catch me acting like that, please yell at me. Okay? Just gently. A gentle yell. A squirt bottle, just be like, don't do that. No, be nice. And I haven't been very nice to myself. I haven't been very kind to myself. I've always been like, hey, you get to do this frilly, frou-frou bullshit creative coaching as a job. That's pretty cool. Be grateful for whatever you can do, because what's the alternative? Going back to work in an office? Well, I did that and now I feel like really happy. So that's also confusing. Like I am, quote, traditionally employed part-time in an authentic, unmasked way. Like I don't have to pretend to be anything at work. And that's crazy. Because I've always had to mask. I've always had to pretend. I've always had to not quite be myself in a workplace in order to keep my job and fit in and be good. But where I'm at now, both places. So I have my part-time job in the tax office, and then I'm also a part-time marketing writer / career coach for Colorful Futures. You should sign up for a vibe check. I would love to help coach you on your career. In both of those places, the companies are owned by fellow neurodivergent queer people. And so I've never had to be closeted. I've never had to be masked. I can just be like, hey, I had a panic attack this weekend and I didn't work, and I'll get that to you on Tuesday. And that's fine. Like I've never felt like I can be this honest with bosses, because in a neurotypical environment, being honest about your challenges will erode trust and security. But in a neurodivergent space, being honest builds trust. The expectation is that work gets done on time, right? Let's say that. Work gets done on time. And in a neurotypical workplace, your average corporate office, if you say, I have ADHD, I'm really sorry, like I completely forgot about this assignment, I'm going to go do it right now, it'll be on your desk in 2 hours. Just admitting that like you forgot and you have something going on in your brain and your executive function is a little off, this will now reduce everyone's trust in you, and they will not expect you to succeed in the future. And that is bullshit and I hate it. But in a neurodivergent first workplace where everybody has frickin' ADHD and most of us are autistic and we're just pinging around, bumping into each other, being like, oh, hey, here's video of my latest vocal stim trending audio on TikTok. Like we get each other, and my typical performance is very good, to the point that when I message my boss and I'm like, hey, I fucking lost it this weekend. Like, I will be back on track. Sorry that this is late. That builds trust with my bosses, because they do expect me to get my work done on time. And then when I don't, it's not seen as a personal failure. It's seen as like, well, that's an inevitability because my brain also does that. Like, hey, cool. We're all doing our best. And doing our best doesn't mean doing the best at whatever cost. Doing your best means doing what you can do that day. And in a neurotypical workplace, if you are having a very low productivity day, that is something that gets kind of shamed, and that you learn to hide and say something like, oh, so many other things got prioritized. This one just fell off my radar, but it's back at the top of my list this week. That's a little white lie that if you have ADHD, I need you to put that in your pocket and bring it out whenever you have missed a deadline. You just say, I am so sorry. That one fell through the cracks. I had so much on my plate, because they know there's so much on your plate. They put it there. Do not tell them that you forgot. Do not tell them that you have not started yet. They don't know how fast you work under pressure, but you do. And if you can have that to them in a couple hours or by the end of the day, just promise your deadline. Do not promise, I will start it. Like, they don't need any of that context. They don't need to know you haven't started. Don't tell them that. They will think you are weird and insane and flaky. Instead, so sorry, I was not able to finish that by the deadline, but I will have it on your desk today. Ta-da! I didn't expect this to be a little... You know what? Actually, for Colorful Futures, I'm doing this a series on neurotypical dictionary, and I have to write this down right now so that I do not forget it. Okay. The benefit here being that when you tell your neurotypical boss, so sorry, that fell through the cracks, fell off my radar, whatever your metaphor of the day is, I will have it on your desk by the end of the day. And then here is the thing. You have to have it on their desk by the end of the day. You only get once. Right? If you miss one deadline, the next time you talk about it, you have to deliver that thing by your new deadline. Okay? I need you with me here. It's hard. Executive function sucks. Do it. Because now there's like a little adrenaline rush. There's a little deadline, external pressure thing, which actually makes it easier for us to focus, which is God's cruel, cruel sense of humor. Okay? There's nothing wrong with you. God did this. All right? Love that for us. This sense of safety thing coming from employment surprised me, because I used to reject the idea of getting a job. I was like, no, then I won't have time for my business. Little did I know that not having time for my business was going to be a very, very good thing for my mental health. Literally all I'm doing business-wise right now is I am hosting a bi-weekly movie night with my Patreon. Last week, we watched The Road to El Dorado. It was delightful. So we're going to do an every other week movie stream in our Discord server. Technically that's work, but I get to watch movies, so that's dope. And I'm doing working title critique. So I had some people who were already enrolled in critique for this year. I honestly didn't want to deal with figuring out how to not do critique. So I'm like, this is fine. It's a low lift. I get to read stories every other week and comment on them. And then we have a meeting and talk about it. Pretty cool. Pretty fun. So I'm doing critique and I'm doing bi-weekly movie night, and those things are currently on opposite weeks, which is kind of cool. I have a weeknight evening affair once a week, whether it's Friday for critique or it's Wednesday for movie night. That's what I got going on. Love that for me. What else am I doing business-wise? This podcast is technically my business, but it doesn't feel like work. I'm going to be so for real. I enjoy just kind of coming and pulling an oracle deck and then talking about what that makes me think about. That's a pretty good move. I've now done that for 2 episodes. I'm enjoying it. Now that I am not trying to perform a life to put on social media as marketing, I have been living a life, and that's way better. I'm working on art. I have been reading a lot. I wrote 16, 18,000 words in a romance, and then I took a break to read in my genre, and now I'm feeling like getting back into writing. I have accepted that my original novel that I was working on about trauma and time travel and healing trauma through time travel, maybe that story was just for me, and I don't need to turn it into something to sell. That's a little frustrating because I invested a lot of time, money, and energy into the revision of that story into something sellable, but nothing has felt right since the first draft. So I either need to just get it back to where it was in the first draft, approach it from a new place entirely, or just leave it on the shelf for now because I'm not quite sure what to do with it. These are all 3 options. And the fact that I have 3 options is a testament to therapy because I am a binary bitch. I am a black and white option A or option B, polar opposites, only 2 realities that could possibly exist here kind of person. And that's not very helpful or healthy because there exists such a broad spectrum of options between A and B, between black and white, between gold and painful, agonizing failure options. And so like part of my therapy homework, right, is finding those options, is finding the third option, or honestly, it's a great exercise to like write down a problem that you're having. So like say my problem is I want to buy new furniture for the living room. I'm sick of our furniture. We have like a coffee table that has been damaged because like we put hot pizza right down on it and it fucked up the finish. And so now it's like blotchy and it's ugly and it stresses me out. And we've got like this wire DVD shelf and it's overflowing with pet stuff on the top. And like there's bins of pet toys and pet treats and stuff everywhere. And I would like something tidy. Right? I want something with a cabinet with doors where I can put all the pet stuff in the doors and not have to look at it. And also Gwen can't get in there and eat 10 pounds of milk bones and give herself diarrhea. Okay. This is a dog with low impulse control. And I wish I could train her better, but she's a corgi and she doesn't want to learn. Or rather, she will learn, but then she ignores. She has selective attention, which sucks for me as her mom. She doesn't frickin' listen. And I want to get like a corner shelf. A lot of us, everyone, tends to bring a hobby out to the living room and then we leave the signs of our hobbies all over the place. We got yarn balls, we got paints, we got canvases. That's my problem right now. I often will leave like a stack of magazines out there if I've been collaging. And so my mess, as well as everybody else's mess, drives me slowly insane. Maybe quickly insane. I don't know. So I want more shelving. I want storage. I want bins with people's names on it so that you can put all your shit away in a bin and I don't have to look at it. And so I got it in my head that my options were wait and do things piecemeal one at a time, buying them from Wayfair or Amazon or whatever, or get the Wayfair credit card and outfit the whole living room right now the way I want it and then just pay that off. And these were the 2 options that I brought to my friend Megan, and Megan was like, okay, so what if something else? And I took it to my sibling Jess, and Jess was like, what if something else? And I was like, oh, okay. What if something else? There are some other options. I could ask my roommates to split the cost up front with me so that we can buy all of this basically with cash. Then I don't have a credit card issue. I could create sort of a mission for myself where I use Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and stuff like that to find pieces like what I want locally for cheap. And this also gives me a dopamine rush, right? I think I talked about yard sales a couple weeks ago and like the thrill of the hunt. I could just kind of live with what we have. I could burn everything. I could burn our house to the ground. It's an option. It's not a good one. And it's not one that's even real or that I would consider, but technically it exists. So like it's therapeutic to write living room furniture at the top of a sheet of paper and then list every single potential option and way to solve that problem that you can consider. Even the outlandish ones like, well, I will simply burn our house down so that we have to get new furniture, right? Be as unhinged as you want because it at least helps you see there's more than just the polar opposite black and white option where I spend basically no money or I spend all of the money on a credit card. Because that was my only option right then. And that doesn't even make sense. I'm trying to get out of credit card debt. I don't want to invite more in. So huge thanks to Jess and Megan for talking me off the Wayfair credit card shelf? Cliff? Talking me off that ledge. Ledge is the word that I wanted. And cliff shelf is how we got to ledge. So I'm going to leave us here. Maybe we'll keep talking about the vast spectrum of possibilities in which safe decisions can be made next time. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what's on your mind. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Join my Patreon to watch movies with me. See you later.
They'll change your approach and tell you a joke to lighten your load and help you along or sing you a song. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do.